I just transferred all of my American Express reward points out of Amex and into an airline partner. In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly why I made that transfer, who I transferred my points to, and also what pushed me to make that transfer right now as opposed to waiting. If you've been following this channel for a little while, you should know by now that I love American Express reward points. I love the flexibility it gives me. When I earn these American Express reward points, I get the ability to transfer them to about 10 different airline programs, which is a massive deal because I can shop around through different airline partners and figure out which program has the best business class reward availability when I need it. Now I'm just about to share what I did with my Amex membership reward points, but if these videos are helpful to you, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and if you also left a comment letting me know. With that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. So first things first, I absolutely love American Express membership reward points. In particular, I love the Amex Platinum membership reward points. And the reason behind that is it gives you the ability to transfer those Amex American Express points to lots of different airline partners according to when they have business class reward availability. Often the biggest frustration that I hear from people is that when they're exclusively earning Qantas points or they're exclusively earning Velocity points, those points are trapped within that airline loyalty program. And then when they actually want to use those points to travel somewhere, say for a particular example, they want to go to Europe using those points, if they're exclusively trapped within the Qantas frequent flyer program and Qantas have no business class reward seats, there is not much that you can do. But when you have American Express membership reward points, you can transfer those points according to which airline partner have the best reward availability. Maybe Qantas don't have any business class reward seats at the time, but maybe Velocity do. Maybe Singapore Airlines do, maybe Qatar does, maybe Malaysian Airlines do, perhaps Asia Miles with Cathay Pacific do, or Emirates or Etihad. By having American Express points, you have so many more options and different airline programs that you can go into and check if they have business class reward seats. So to summarize, having that flexibility there and being able to bounce around different airline loyalty programs according to which airline program have the reward availability at the time is a huge benefit of having these sort of points. Something quickly to mention is that you don't get Qantas as a partner unless you have the Amex Platinum card in Australia. It's the only card in Australia that has the ability to transfer to both Velocity and Qantas and all these other different airlines. So now what's the reason that I transferred my Amex points from having this flexibility to transfer to lots of different airline partners? Why did I transfer them now to one specific airline? Well, I actually transferred all my points to Qatar's airline loyalty program. Now there are a couple of reasons behind why I made that transfer. The very first reason is that I'm planning a trip to Europe next year, and Qatar have one of the best business class products in the market. Now, in order to book a Qatar business class product on your way to Europe, there are a couple of things you can do. Number one, you can transfer them to the Velocity frequent flyer program. Velocity partner with Qatar, so you can book Qatar business class seats using Velocity points. Or you can just directly transfer them to Qatar's airline loyalty program, and you can book those business class seats with Qatar points. That is what I did. I transferred my points from American Express to Qatar so I could use those Qatar Avios miles to book business class seats. That is what I would recommend people to do, is to keep them as Amex American Express membership reward points so you have the flexibility to transfer to all these different airline partners, and wait until the time of booking when you know that one of these airline loyalty programs have reward seats available, and then make that transfer. Transferring to all these different airlines is almost instant. You'll have it within a couple of minutes once you make that transfer, and then you can go about booking those seats. That is what I did. I waited until the time of booking. I made that transfer from Amex and then booked that Qatar business class seat straight away. Now, something that helped speed this whole process up for me was from the 15th of December, Amex are changing how the way that their points are transferred to airline partners. Now, this is actually a really big deal, in particular if you are thinking of using your American Express points to one of these different airlines that are getting devalued. So from the 15th of December, your American Express Platinum points will no longer be worth as much as what they're currently worth right now. And for me, because I was thinking of using my American Express points on a Qatar flight with Qatar points, if I waited until the 15th of December, number one, those business class reward seats may not be available. And number two, the amount of membership reward points that I would have to transfer to book that same flight would be a lot more. You can see here from the 15th of December, I would have to transfer 3 Amex points in order to get 1 Qatar Avios mile. Right now, if you'd make this transfer before the 15th of December, I only have to transfer 2 membership reward points in order to get that 1 Avios mile. Now this is the same for a bunch of these different airline partners: British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Emirates, Etihad, Malaysian Airlines, Qatar and Virgin Atlantic. To be completely honest, with Emirates, the conversion rate at the moment is very, very high. It's going to be even higher from the 15th of December. I've never recommended people to transfer their American Express points to Emirates because of this conversion rate is so high. You're much better booking it with Qantas Points. The only downside is that Emirates, through their own airline loyalty program, will have a lot more availability in business and first class compared to Qantas. But particularly from the 15th of December, this conversion ratio is just terrible when we convert to Emirates. Now I'm going to show you an example right now that will help you understand why I used Qatar's airline loyalty program as opposed to booking with Velocity Points. And also from the 15th of December, is this conversion still going to be worth transferring our American Express points to Qatar even after this devaluation? So to show you that example, I'm going to jump over to seats.aero here. If you've been following the channel for a little while, you should know that I love seats.aero. Seats.aero is particularly helpful for when we are trying to find reward availability with a bunch of different airline programs. Right now, I'm going to show you how you can use seats.aero to find business class reward seats with Velocity and also Qatar's airline loyalty program. So from this search here, I've typed in Sydney to Doha, which is probably going to be a search that a lot of people are going to use in order to find business class reward seats on their way to Europe. Doha is going to be a destination that Aussies can use as a key stopover, and if you can get this flight from Australia to Doha in business class, you have made the majority of the trip on your way to Europe in business class. And one of the best things about this business class product is it's with Qatar, and Qatar have their Q Suites product. Their Q Suites business class product is arguably one of the best in the whole market. So it is amazing if we can find business class reward seat availability with our membership reward points. And one of the ways that you can book these flights is with Velocity Points. If I have Velocity frequent flyer points, I can book a flight from Sydney to Doha in business class for around 119,500 points. You can see here one of the great things with seats.aero is it's telling me exactly how many reward seats are available and also what the flight taxes are. This flight in particular is on the 16th of March 2026. You can see a normal typical rate with Velocity Points is 119,500 Velocity Points. But if we do have American Express reward points, the benefit of having those points is I can transfer them to Qatar as well. I've just selected Qatar Airways here on the seats.aero program search, and now Qatar reward availability is also being added to this search. You can see the very first flight here is also on the 16th of March 2026, and this is with Qatar's airline loyalty program. This is Sydney to Doha, the exact same route that we were looking at before. And you can see what was previously 119,500 Velocity Points is only 70,000 Avios miles when we book through the Qatar airline loyalty program. This is a massive difference. You can see here 119,500 for that flight with Velocity Points versus 70,000 Qatar miles with Qatar points. That difference with the current conversion ratio is about 100,000 Amex membership reward points. Remembering that 2 Amex membership reward points convert into 1 Velocity point or 1 Qatar point right now, That's about 100,000 membership reward points difference. Now you can see here there are a couple of different fare types. So 70,000 points is the one for the 16th of March here, but you can also see 94,500 Qatar points is for the 17th of March, and right down here is 140,000 reward points for the 24th of March. This is because it's just different types of fares that you are booking through the Qatar airline loyalty program. It's the same route, the same seat, but sometimes depending on the demand, just like you have normal sale tickets with Qantas, all this is just different fare types. So you can see here, the best fare type that you can book is going to be the cheapest one, which is that 70,000 point. If you go to the Qatar website and you're getting these prices, which are far more than what's on seats.aero, you just need to find a better fare type, which is the sale fare type, which is going to be about 70,000 points from East Coast Australia to Doha. Now, a couple of things if you are thinking of transfer your Amex points to Qatar before this devaluation on the 15th of December, is that booking through the Qatar airline loyalty program is a little bit wishy-washy. What I mean by that is if I hover over one of these Velocity flights, you can see here that it's showing me the flight taxes that I'm going to pay, $421.67 AUD, Australian dollars, which is going to be in addition to the points I use when I book this particular flight. But if I hover over one of the flights available to book with Qatar points, it doesn't have any of those flight taxes shown. Even if I jump onto the Qatar airline loyalty program, if I don't have the amount of points required to book that flight in my account, I'm still not able to see the flight taxes that I'll pay in addition to those points. This can be very concerning because you're not going to know how much in flight taxes it's going to cost you in addition to those points until after you transfer your points from American Express to Qatar. It's in your account, then you can follow through to the next page to see how much the flight taxes are. Now, to be honest, most of the time the flight taxes that you're going to pay are fairly in line with the flight taxes that you would pay booking that same flight on Velocity points. So use this search tool here as a guide to estimate how much you're going to pay in flight taxes when you're booking through the Qatar airline loyalty program. And the second thing is that using the Qatar's website to search through different dates is pretty painful. In my experience, it's actually kind of misleading. Sometimes it says there are no reward flights available. Then I'll jump on seats.aero and I will find reward seats, go onto the Qatar website and book those seats. If I was just relying on Qatar's website and their own search tool, I would not be able to find those reward seats. Seats.aero makes this whole process amazing. If you do want to sign up to seats.aero, check out my affiliate link in the video description. So I hope this has given you clarity as to why I transferred all my American Express points over to Qatar's airline loyalty program. I needed to do that transfer so I could book Europe business class flights with Qatar, and I was somewhat forced to do that sooner than later because of American Express's devaluation, which is occurring from the 15th of December 2025. If you're thinking of using your points and transferring them to any one of these different airline loyalty programs, I would highly recommend starting your search process sooner rather than later. Use tools like seats.aero to scan reward availability super quickly. And if you do find seats that are suitable for you and you do think that you're very likely of booking them, then try and do that before the 15th of December. Otherwise, it's going to cost you a lot more Amex membership reward points to book that exact same seat from the 15th of December. Now, to be honest, it's not the end of the world. You can see with Qatar's current conversion ratio 2-to-1, if we go back to this seats.aero thing here, right now booking Qatar flights directly through Qatar is a lot cheaper than Velocity. The conversion ratio for Amex membership reward points to Velocity is the same as Qatar. So it's a no-brainer booking these Qatar flights if you can find these discounted fares. But even after the 15th of December, once this conversion ratio increases to 3-to-1, if we go back here, it's going to cost us 210,000 Amex membership reward points. If we compare this to Velocity, it's currently costing us 240,000 Amex membership reward points, which will convert to around 120,000 Velocity points. Now there's no devaluation that's going to occur on the 15th of December transferring your points from Amex to Velocity or Qantas Points, but you can see it's still cheaper transferring your Amex points to Qatar's airline loyalty program and booking this flight compared to if we were booking through Velocity points. So while it is not the end of the world that our Amex points are getting devalued from the 15th of December, if you know for a fact that you're more than likely going to be booking business class flights through one of these different portals, try and do it before the 15th of December. Now, if all of this is confusing and you want more help, you can actually get direct access to me. DM me whenever you need assistance when you join my Patreon group. Check out the link in the video description for that. Inside my Patreon group, I help Australian frequent flyers use their Amex, Velocity and Qantas points to find the best business class reward seats available. I've been doing this now for 10 years. I know all the ins and outs, and I share the best business class reward seats that are available with Velocity and Qantas points every single day. You can see here that I focus on high value redemptions and flights that Aussies actually want to use their points on, such as business class to Europe with Qantas points, business class to Europe with Velocity points, going to the USA, going to Asia, Japan, South America. All of these different destinations I cover and alert my members every single day so they can actually use the points that they've worked so hard to earn. If that's something that you think is going to help you, I would love to see you in my Patreon group. I hope today's video was helpful, and other than that, I will see you in the next one.